let's talk about why people lie. You want to know why people lie? Let's talk about that. There are basically three reasons people lie. Number one, they lie to bridge the gap between the mundane reality of their life and the fantasy that they wish they had.
Mike Wazowski.
Access desired currency. You want what you want, so you lie to get it. And then you do it to escape accountability. Oh, I didn't break the lamp. I mean, kids figure that out quick. No, I didn't break the lamp. They're standing there with a lampshade over their arm, but they didn't break the lamp. That's an unsophisticated lie. Now, here are ways that you can actually spot a liar. The first category is what I call verbal gaming. Now, understand that communication is only 7% verbal. You know, I used to be a litigation consultant when I had a real job, and people would say, you know, Dr. Phil, can you really read what a juror is thinking? I'd say, yes, of course. Only 7% of their communication is verbal. I watch what they do when a witness is on the stand, and they're screaming what they're thinking. So, yes, I can't control what they're thinking, but I can tell you what they're thinking. Sometimes I'm telling my clients, you better settle because they're going to hang you on the courthouse steps. So what do liars do? They answer questions that aren't asked. Think about that. Your husband comes home, and you say, oh, how you going? Oh, we've been over at Bob's house, and yeah, we were working out in the backyard on the mower. Yeah, you didn't ask about the mower. Why is he telling you all of this? He's answering questions that aren't asked. They give too much detail. Why? They're filibustering. They're keeping you away from what they don't want to talk about. They go off on tangents. They get really formal in their language. Liars get formal. What do I mean by that? They drop out contractions. It's rigid. And watch for them to frame the truth. When somebody says, they're talking along, I said, all right, now to be completely honest, oh, you're getting ready to hear a big lie now. And what does that do? Tell you everything else they've been telling you is a lie? You've been talking for 10 minutes, they say, now, to be completely honest, what? Or, all right, in all candor, what? That means they're getting ready to tell you a big lie. Listen for those things. Okay, now, nonverbal? Okay, we saw one here. They say yes, but they're shaking their head no. They say, oh, yeah, I'll meet you over there in just a few minutes. They ain't coming. They ain't coming. Now, this is involuntary. They cannot overcome their nervous system. Their nervous system is saying, not coming. Yeah, I'll be there. You bet. See you over there. Can't do it. They just can't do it. Now, there are stress tells. Facial touching. Now, this is one of the things you probably read that is true. They can't control themselves. They start touching their nose or their face, and they try to cover their mouth because they are not comfortable with what they're saying. It's like, yeah, no, good, yeah. Shallow breathing. See, when you lie, there is an arousal. And so they breathe off the top of their lungs. So they need more frequent breaths because they don't breathe out of the bottom of their lungs. And they purse their lips. So they breathe differently. So watch for changes in that, and you'll see differences in blink rate, facial touching, these things, which are tic behaviors that come with nervousness. And personal space is really important. They'll do everything they can to wall themselves off. They'll put a purse in their lap. They'll try to get behind a table or a chair. They'll do anything they can to wall themselves off from you because they need a barrier to feel safe. Or they'll back away as much as they can distance-wise. Attitude is important as well. If somebody really is wanting to help, they will cooperate with you. Hey, anything I can do? Seriously, sit down, let me help you. A liar is going to be busy, and they cannot bring themselves to give a recommendation of accountability. If somebody's hit a parked car in a parking lot and you're talking to the person who did it, you say, wow, well, if we find the person who did this, what do you think we ought to do? Well, I don't know. Who knows what happened? I mean, it could have been an accident or whatever. If it's somebody that wasn't involved, I don't know. I think you ought to hang them. That's terrible to hit a car and drive off like that. But the person who did it, they just can't bring themselves to say it. They just can't bring themselves to say it. So ask. I mean, you'll get a lot of information by seeing what they'll buy into and recommend. So, and I tell you, there's so much junk on the internet, but those are points that will actually help you spot a liar. There's a great book out about this by Pamela Meyer. She's the author of Lie Spotting. And I'll have her on the show one of these days, but she's written a book called Lie Spotting. She talks about some of these points, not all of them, but some of them and a whole lot more. It's a good book. I recommend it, called Lie Spotting by Pamela Meyer. That's one of the ones you can trust. She looks at all the research and pulls it all together. So those are some points to spot a liar. We'll be right back.